And with that, the Green Bay Packers have beaten the LA Rams 20-3. I was wrong. I should have stayed with my team, but can you blame me after the past couple weeks not picking against the Packers? I mean, can you blame me? But it worked out today. The Packers won. Sure, it's one more loss in the pick column, but that's okay. So far, I'm only two wrong, but Packers played well today. Sure, there's still a lot of things to work on. I mean, we'll get into all of that, but let me know what you think of the video in the comments below. Otherwise, let's just get to it. The Packers win 20-3. Now, a lot of it had a large part to do with Matt Stafford not playing. Brent Rippon tried his best out there, but he's clearly second fiddle to Matt Stafford, and to expect him to have done as well as he could have today, it's unreasonable. Playing in the rain hasn't started a lot. He played as well as you could have expected, but that offense is just not the same without Matt Stafford. I mean, Cup had a one catch that went for like 34 yards, but other than that, couldn't get anything going. Couldn't get it to Puka Nacua at all, really. The running game was disjointed, had a couple runs here and there, but really, the Rams just were not up to the challenge today. But the Packers, here were. Their defense played well for the most part throughout the whole game. Then we gave up that one field goal, even though there were a couple of mistakes here and there. Oh, actually, the defense was pretty perfect for the most part. Didn't have any really big penalties today. But let's talk about mainly the offense. Now, Jordan Love played well today. At times, he had some really good throws. A deep ball throw to Christian Watson, and then faking out two guys going left and then right, and then throwing to Musgrave for the touchdown was a great play, and give him credit. But there were several points today where he wasn't that great. It's still, his deep ball is not there. He earlier in the game throwing a deep ball to Christian Watson, he underthrew it. Maybe had he been a little more on target, could have been potentially a defensive pass interference call, but stretching it. The rushing attack was pretty solid all day, except those fumbles. That Aaron Jones fumble was pretty bad. Um, and some of the procedural penalties. Again, procedural penalties just happen with young teams, but again, it's just like they gotta stop. I mean, those two offsides penalties on John Runner are unacceptable. He's like a third-year guy, and he has to know you cannot line up with the ball. The only person that can be on the ball is the center. And if you watch the replay, John Runyon was clearly at line with it, and he had two offsides penalty, which is pretty ridiculous at this stage in his career, or for any time in your career. As an offensive lineman, you got to know that. Um, yeah, Jordan Love still had some, like I said, had some good throws today, but again, still has a lot to work on. I mean, it may end up feeling like a empty victory and all, but I'm going to the Packer game in a couple weeks against the Chargers, so maybe win here and maybe a win next week can grease the skids a little bit and have a little excitement going in the game before the game against Detroit on Thanksgiving, which is not going to be fun. Um, but yeah, injuries are all the way around again. Always seem to happen to the Packers. Always, always, always. And still, Jordan Love won today. Yes, a win is a good thing. Still, he's far from the answer at quarterback. I think it's still be in the Packers' best interest not to win every game and maybe get a top pick this year for a quarterback. Maybe Drake May. I think Drake May would work great for the Packers, but probably won't happen. It's probably just pie in the sky thinking Drake May could come to the Green Bay Packers, but he's our quarterback. We have to stick with him. He's not going to get replaced by anybody this year. So this is his year to be evaluated. His year to show that he can possibly be the quarterback of the future. Who knows if he's actually going to do it. Got to take the bitter with the sweet. I mean, the good things were good today. But again, his lack of decision making is still there. I mean, in the third quarter, 3rd and 3, and he's running, but he doesn't commit to the run. And as a result of that, Aaron Donald trips him up, and they have to settle for a field goal. They make the field goal, but again, there are numerous times throughout the game where his indecisiveness causes him to get sacked. I mean, he got sacked a couple times today, and they were pretty bad, and they were all on him. Um, or the offensive line played pretty well today. Besides those two penalties by Runyon, had a couple holding penalties also, so that's not good. But to be honest, Jordan Love played an okay game today. He played an okay game today. He made some good plays, but still has a lot to work on. And he's still undecided if he's actually going to be the quarterback of the future. I have my doubts. I think there's skill there. I think he can be an above average quarterback in the league. He just has to show it. Now, hopefully, Christian Watson isn't, or the injury is not serious. Hopefully, Kenny Clark will be able to play next week. That would be a big boost. Or the defense clearly stepped up today, even after Kenny Clark went out. I thought, oh boy, this is where the Rams put the pedal to the metal, get some points and win this game. But luckily they didn't. Or the Rams made their fair share of mistakes today. And again, that probably had a lot to do with just Brett Rippon not being up to snuff today, and give him credit for what he could do, but it clearly wasn't much. And the Rams go as far as Matthew Stafford can take them, which through most of the year hasn't been very far. So hopefully, for their sake, he can return. But for this game, you take the win. It's a good win. They made some good plays here and there. Again, still definitely some things to work on. And again, I still don't think Matt LaFleur is the coach of the future, but at the probably going to be stuck with Matt LaFleur through next year. They're not going to make, or Mark Murphy is not going to make some big changes before his successor comes in a year and a half from now, because of the Packers rule that after so long the president goes into retirement. So Mark Murphy's not going to make a big shakeup like that and change the coaching staff around unless it continues to be bad, which for the moment they staved off the bad, are now 3-5, still well out of the playoff race, but maybe, just maybe, a couple wins here and there can get them to that spot in the playoffs, because again, more teams in the NFC today showed that they are not up to stuff. I mean, Falcons losing to the Vikings in the end. Falcons should have won that game for sure. Vikings still have a lot to learn. The Saints won, but they beat the Bears, so who knows what to make of that. Seattle got absolutely crushed by Baltimore. Baltimore just put them to bed early, and they just keep pounding them for the rest of the game. There's just not a lot of good in the NFC. Sure, the 49ers are still out there, but they've lost 3 in a row, and they're on a bye week this week. It'll all come down to who wins the Philadelphia and Dallas game. If Philadelphia wins, again, they'll probably cement themselves as the team to beat in the NFC. And other than that, there's just not a lot of teams in the NFC that could really figuratively challenge for the NFC Championship, let alone the Super Bowl. The Eagles are clearly the team to beat should they beat Dallas, but so that leaves a chance for the Packers. I'm not saying it's a very good chance, but there's a chance they could, if they build on this win here today, keep getting wins here and there, keep improving that little bit every game, they have a chance to make the playoffs. I'm not saying it's a good chance. Probably say right now it's about a 5 to 10% chance, but it's there. Considering how the NFC is this year, the Packers could make a surprise entrance to the playoffs just because of that awful 7 seed, which is stupid. There should not be a 7 seed in either conference. It should just be 6 teams. But take the bitter or take the positive where you can get it. Love it. Made some improvements today. Still has a lot to learn. The defense played very well. Again, Joe Barry. You can blame him for a lot of things, but the defense, these past couple weeks, has not been the reason why the Packers have lost game. And clearly today, the defense was why the Packers won this game. They kept them in it, or when the Packers offense stumbled, they kept them in it, avoided giving up any points. We gave up the one field goal. So Packers win today, 20-3. It was a good win. I was wrong. You can hit at me in the comments for not believing in my team, but Packers win 20-3. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Otherwise, have a great day, and as always, God bless.